So the markets today, including Bitcoin, took quite a turn. Bitcoin is down like what, 4-ish, 2, 3, 4%, something like that. And it all relates to one app, one program, one AI machine that was developed by this company called DeepSeek. It's also the name of the app. Actually, I think it was developed by a hedge fund. But the name of the app is DeepSeek, and what it is able to do for the resources that it does it for are why the markets took a tumble today, including Bitcoin. So this article right here by The Guardian says that 1 trillion wiped off US stocks after Chinese firm unveils AI chatbot. Now, I think it's been out for a while, but they have a recent update called R1 or something like that, where it has deep think or something. I've barely used it at all. I just kind of played around with it, and it's pretty cool. It gives you the process through which it actually thinks and works through the problems that you ask it. So it is very interesting what it's capable of doing, because it can do all of the same things and better than ChatGPT for cheaper. It only costs like $5 million ish to train the model, whereas it costs nvidia something like 200 million or $1 billion to train their model. They only have 200 employees. NVIDIA has thousands of employees. The chips that NVIDIA uses for ChatGPT cost $30,000, and the chips that this one uses are NVIDIA chips, but they are much more affordable. I don't know the price of them, but they do use NVIDIA chips. So I kind of understand why the whole market took a tumble, because NVIDIA is one of the most profitable or largest companies in the world right now. So if it goes down, it's part of the Magnificent Seven. If it goes down, the rest of the market will go down, because 90% or something crazy, some crazy percentage of the market is tied up in just like 7 stocks. Like, that's where all the weight is. And so if you take out just one of those, or reduce its value by 20, 30, 40, 50%, that really puts a deep cut into the whole market economy as a whole. And so people are expecting, with the Trump executive order getting AI, the 200 billion or whatever, I don't know if it's grant money or a loan or whatever, but there's money involved in OpenAI, which is, funny enough, not actually open source. I think it used to be until Elon Musk left, and now it is closed source, whereas DeepSeek is actually open source, where you can go and use the code and verify it for yourself and do whatever you want with it. So not only is DeepSeek cheaper, it's better, it's open source. I understand that people would be afraid that NVIDIA's ChatGPT or whoever developed ChatGPT would feel threatened by this for sure. But in the long run, I even asked DeepSeek itself, does DeepSeek think that it is a threat to NVIDIA? And it really said no, not in the short term, and not really even in the long term, because of the market hold that NVIDIA has. So with all that said, I think the market really just kind of took this a little bit too on the nose. They didn't really fully think through it. They got irrationally emotional and were fearful. And so this right here, the Kobasi letter, or however you say that, kind of explains what's going on with DeepSeek and how it compares to NVIDIA. Here it says, DeepSeek has become a leader in AI innovation, with NVIDIA calling it an excellent AI advancement. In theory, AI advancements is bullish for NVIDIA because it means more chip demand. The issue is that DeepSeek is in China, a highly regulated country in the midst of a trade war with the US. This means that NVIDIA can likely sell their weaker H800 chips in mass quantities to DeepSeek, not leading to the H100 chips that are $30,000 each, like I said. So this goes on to kind of explain more or less, and it's free. The AI model is free, and ChatGPT costs, the good one, the good version, costs $200 plus a month. So, I mean, there are just a lot of factors that deal with AI and NVIDIA and this DeepSeek thing. And over time, I think that AI models like this are going to continue to get better. They're going to continue to get cheaper. They're going to stay free. Or there are going to be some really good ones that are going to be free. Who knows? DeepSeek might charge one day for their product, but no one knows about what's going to happen in the future 5 minutes from now. But I definitely think that in the future, AI will just it'll be dirt cheap to produce. We'll figure out ways to use your regular laptop computer to train models and to do whatever you want with it. I mean, for the end user, like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, either one of those are perfectly fine for whatever you want to do with it. For the retail user, I mean, no one's going to go and train a model on their own with some sort of large language model that they've got stored up based on who knows what. But over time, technology should get cheaper over time. And so that's what DeepSeek has done, has made the AI model much cheaper, much more effective. And it has only taken a few years since ChatGPT was released. So they've already undercut a major player in the game just by doing something a little bit smarter. So, but the unfortunate part of all of this kind of relates back to Bitcoin, not in the price discovery mode as where it is, but as technology increases, gets better over time, things should get cheaper over time. But that's not what we see because of money printing, the Fed just constantly printing money, since its inception in 1913, and they just don't ever stop. So for things to get more expensive over time is just a relative factor into looking into why Bitcoin exists and what it aims to do and why it's going to be helpful in the future. So AI is, in my opinion, going to use Bitcoin. It will be, because AI, you can tell an AI to send, $500 from your checking account to somebody in Africa, but it's also still going to cost you an arm and a leg, and it's going to take 2 weeks. And it might not even get to the right person. Whereas with Bitcoin, all you need is to make sure that that person has an internet connection, power to their cell phone or whatever. You don't even need an internet connection. There is some way that you can send Bitcoin via SMS text to, I've seen it. There's people like Bitcoin Africa or something like that are able to use chat and SMS messages to send Bitcoin to and from each other. I don't know if they have the ability to, take self-custody or how that really works, but I know it's possible. So things are going to only get better and cheaper and faster over time because Bitcoin doesn't have a marketing department. Bitcoin doesn't have a technology department. People develop on Bitcoin for free. There are Bitcoin companies that, fundraise and, maybe they have Bitcoin miners and they have accumulated Bitcoin and that's how they pay their employees. But there's Bitcoin itself. There is no Bitcoin company that goes out and pays employees to develop and build on the platform. Everyone does this out of their own free will to make something that they believe in better, cheaper, faster. Now, cheaper in the sense of, the software that they use, like the interface UI for the end user gets better and cheaper or easier to use. So that's what I mean by that. No, I don't think Bitcoin is going to get any much cheaper anytime soon. As we can see, it went down to about $98,000, $97,000, and it's back up over 101 and some change there. So while this is a short-term hiccup for Bitcoin, it just also shows you that when things are getting tumultuous, Bitcoin is the most liquid asset on the planet. So you can sell Bitcoin at, near midnight at 10 o'clock in the evening, whereas you have to wait till the market opens to sell your AI stocks or whatever you have related. So if you feel like you're fearful and you need cash on hand or something, you can sell Bitcoin. You can also buy Bitcoin in that same time era, whereas everything else is closed. You can't go to your bank and wire money to somebody in an emergency on a Sunday afternoon. You can do that in about 10 minutes to an hour on the Bitcoin main chain, and even faster on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. So there are just a lot of factors here, and I like to look at today as an example of what happens when there is uncertainty in the market, because Bitcoin does what it's supposed to do. People sell it, they get the whatever they need, other assets on hand that no one else can liquefy as fast because the market's closed. So that's just sort of a quick rundown on this DeepSeek thing and how it relates to Bitcoin. And I don't think this is if I were an AI company, if I were nvidia or whomever else that develops AI models, might be spoiling my pants right now. But as a Bitcoin holder, this is like just a bump in the road. I mean, to still be over 100K, to be right back above it, I mean, that just shows you the resilience of Bitcoin. It's not going anywhere. It will only go up over time. And the more people that are educated on this, which is why I'm doing this channel, even though only 4 people watch it, I do this because I want people to be educated. And the more people that become educated about Bitcoin, the more people will realize and understand what the Fed has been doing for the past 100 years and why gold doesn't work, why a dual currency system like silver and gold don't work, why rhinestones don't work, why beads don't work, why shells don't work, why tulips don't work. Once they understand that, they understand why Bitcoin works. So, thank you for watching.